I want to hit something because this is a thing that's beginning to happen, and it's on a small scale. But with the left, that's how everything happens.
Oh yeah,
right. We've been all over the dual justice system here, and it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse. This is from the Wall Street Journal. Portland has had some sort of riot or violent clash with leftists in their streets almost every weekend. And the mainstream media is studiously ignoring that.
Yes,
just
absolutely.
pretending that it's not their people in the streets. Oregon, the leftists there, over 200 of them, have been occupying the site of ICE's office and demanding ICE's immediate abolition, that they not be allowed to function in the city of Portland and all of that.
How dare they demean a federal agency like that?
Yeah, maybe they're causing doubts about it. You're right. Okay. So anyway, for 38 days, this went on. The ICE office blocked. The ICE office is on a piece of property that the government rents it from the landlord. He could not even access his own property that he owns because he was, driven off, as was basically everybody else, by a vicious leftist mob that targeted the ICE offices. They went so far as even to follow ICE agents home. They followed one ICE agent to his children's elementary school, screaming and berating him in the carpool line.
Somebody one of these days, just telling you.
Yeah, I know. That's what's so scary. So here's the thing. You're thinking, wait a minute. Do they not have police in Portland? I don't think you could follow somebody to the carpool line screaming and yelling and berate them in front of their children. I didn't think you could block federal sworn agents from going to work. Yeah. How is that happening? Well, the Wall Street Journal's all over this. The reason this is happening is because the police department has taken the position that they're not getting involved.
Okay.
This is the Wall Street Journal. A mob surrounding ICE's office in Southwest Portland started June 19th. They barricaded the exits, blocked the driveway, sent guards to patrol the doors, trapped workers inside, disallowed workers to get into work. At night, they laid on the street, stopping traffic at a critical junction near the hospital. And, of course, they left buckets of feces everywhere.
Oh, thanks.
As they always do. They're real stinky people. At this time, so they went to the Portland police. Here's the police statement. At this time, I am denying your request for additional resources. The Portland Police Bureau's Deputy Chief Robert Day wrote to federal officers pleading for help.
Okay, a citizen of that area needs to take out a federal lawsuit against a civil rights violation against the Portland police for not, doing their job, for, that's just it, for not doing your job. That's what your tax dollars go for in that city, is for those police to protect the citizens. And if you are allowing certain citizens to violate certain rules and to stop a federal agency from lawfully conducting its operations, then you've got a lawsuit there. That's exactly what the left would do, other than, putting, a bunch of protesters out on the street and calling in the Antifa buses. Beyond doing that, they'd file a lawsuit.
Well, I've been all over this. I've been watching a lawsuit just like that in San Jose, where the police stood back and allowed Trump supporters with a legal parade permit to be beaten.
But do you know the way to San Jose?
No, I do not know. And I don't want to know because I ain't going there. Forget that. Okay, well, listen to how bad this goes. Okay, so Robert Day, the police, what is he, a deputy chief, puts a statement out. At this time, I am denying your request for additional resources. Said the Portland police were not going to get involved. Hours later, after he said that, the remaining ICE workers were finally evacuated by local police. Oh, heck no, they wouldn't get involved. Evacuated by a small federal police team.
What?
Yes,
federal
police team. Now, I don't know what agency it is because it doesn't say.
It'd have to be Department of Homeland Security, because that's the only federal police force that I know of. Have to be Department of Homeland Security.
The facility then shut down for more than a week. The local police did nothing.
Why don't we try this with the IRS and the EPA?
Sure, why not?
Why don't
we, a bunch of conservatives go surround Robert Mueller's office and decide he just can't go to work? And guess what? We'll follow all those lawyers around of his and scream at them.
Yeah.
How about that? Oh, we'd be arrested. There'd be outrage.
Pretty much.
Okay. Here's more from the Wall Street Journal. Where were the police? Ordered away by Democrat Mayor Ted Wheeler, who doubles as the police commissioner. I do not want This is a quote. I do not want the Portland police to be engaged or sucked into a conflict, particularly from a federal agency I believe is on the wrong track, he tweeted. If ICE is looking for a bailout from this mayor, they are looking in the wrong place. And again, when he's saying looking for a bailout, they're just asking, can you send the police so we can be evacuated from the building? Nope. So the left is now taking the position that you have to pay for police services as a taxpayer. But if your politics is wrong, then they are not going to provide you the police protection you are forced to pay for.
Then where is the requirement then for the federal government to support that municipality with federal dollars? I'd cut them off. Congress, the House of Representatives should start cutting these people off. That's exactly what they should do. If you're going to take federal dollars and then your municipal services are not going to service those of the federal government that are within your jurisdiction, then you shouldn't be getting federal tax dollars, period. Cut them off.
It gets better. Okay, so after the police decide, and they should, but this is going to take Paul Ryan being injected. Because he's never going to do it.
No.
Okay, so after the police were, they don't come. And by the way, these ICE agents and workers are calling 911 from the ICE headquarters in Portland, and they're not answering. They're not sending people out. Can you imagine? Reminds me of like Kristallnacht in Nazi Germany or some crazy thing. Okay, then once the open borders violent anarchist crowd had gained control of the entry and access to the building, they, you're going to love this, erected an 8-foot wall around the site.
No, wait a minute. These are people that are protesting ICE, and they build a wall.
Yeah, they don't like Trump's wall, though.
You've got to be kidding me.
Their wall is fine, though.
Gee.
Their wall is, yes, it's fine. Yeah.
Gosh.
Every American flag, yeah. There was an American flag outside the ICE building. Every American flag was defaced, but anarchist and communist flags were unsoiled.
Well, no. So they broke out their communist flags.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
So we all can know exactly who they are and what they stand for, no matter what Nancy Pelosi says.
Yeah.
Okay, Stuart Lindquist, the ICE facility's 79-year-old landlord, the federal government rents it from him, visited or attempted to visit his property on June 21st. The political powers in the city of Portland have stopped the police from doing what they normally would do. He told me, talking about the Wall Street Journal reporter, when he attempted to drive into the parking lot, occupiers swarmed and pounded his windows. In the commotion, Mr. Lindquist's car struck somebody in the mob who wasn't injured. His home address later appeared online, and he says the harassment hasn't stopped. And America doesn't know about this because the mainstream media, and I talked about this earlier, has blacked out all coverage of it.
Yeah.
And so there you go. So, I mean, we're now reaching a point. I mean, you go to Blue City. I mean, you better think twice before you move there because 3 years, 5 years, I mean, the police may not come when you call if your voter registration's wrong.
Well, it's just like this thing with going on in Texas where some restaurateur had his picture taken with Jeff Sessions. They had it on social media. It's like, hey, here's the, he may be sleepy Jeff Sessions, but at least he is still the Attorney General. He has,
in theory, yes.
In theory, yes.
In theory.
And he goes to this place, and they have to take it down because of the threats. We don't get that from the other side.
No, we don't, and we would condemn it if we did very quickly. And I would beg them to stand down, as I often do. I don't want our side being violent.
No.
I want us to be the ones who look reasonable.
Yeah.
So you literally have these leftist mobs, and they're totally juiced by fake lies, media coverage, out into the streets to crack skulls, and then the media ignores it, doesn't cover it at all.
Chaos meet anarchy. Anarchy,
yes.
Here's chaos.
I know. Man, I swear, if I were a police officer in Portland, I would just resign. I mean, what's the point? If we're going to pick and choose who gets police protection. Why don't you come down here and work in a real city?